It's 7:30, yo. Right. Let's get into it. You ready? You ready? What's up, everybody? This is Steph Love coming at you live. I'm live with the homie, the big homie True. We are in the shop. I want to give a disclaimer is that our masks were on prior to this interview, but you wouldn't hear us if we had our mask on. It was something like that. Nobody wants that. So we are here. Tonight's episode, small business, big moves. I'm here with somebody who's very important to me, not just as my barber who keeps me looking all good, but just an overall amazing guy. So you know I like to start with what we're sipping on. So I went to pop my birthday gift, some rum from Venezuela. Thank you, Lauren. But True has something else in mind.
1738.
1738. I'm 1796. So we in the vicinity. So yeah, tonight I want to get started again. I'm with True. He is a barber. He's a master barber, not just any barber, master barber. That's a big deal. He's an artist, father, husband, business owner, and musician. Throwing that out there, right? And so it's like you can damn near do anything you put your mind to, brother. You know, and you have an amazing story. But how you doing tonight? How you feeling?
I'm good. I feel good. My wife felt good about this opportunity to come out the door, so I want to thank you for that first.
Okay, no problem. You know, I love your wife.
Yeah, I go work at the same place.
Yeah.
But I feel good. You know, I feel good about the recent past and my realization that things are getting better. The rest of things are getting better.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, speaking of getting better, the shop, True Cuts, which is in New Brunswick on Patterson Street, if you're in the area, or if not, hit them up on book season, just come through. Anyway, right? So you've had this for now 2 years, right?
2.5.
2.5? 2.5. So it's been thriving for 2.5 years, and then COVID hit. How did COVID impact your business?
Well, I mean, prior to COVID, I came into this business with an established clientele.
Yeah.
From the 2 years I worked by myself down the street at another shop. So all of that came with me, so I was able to sustain myself pretty okay my first year or two here. And it was you know, growing pre-COVID, and then COVID happened, and right now I notice like a 50% chop.
Okay.
You know, and I give that all credit to Rutgers.
Okay.
Rutgers students being our, you know,
Big
they love
milestone.
us. Yeah, they love us here.
Yeah.
And so them not being able to school here, it affects us. We see the numbers, we do document them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and I mean, I know a lot of the athletes, some of the football players, basketball players come in here and get their hair cut, because I was seeing them as I was coming in the space. So yeah, that's we definitely at Rutgers we had a drop in folks. So I think we have like 8,000 folks living within the community, but definitely that on-campus population is
going.
gone, right? So yeah, that
I didn't know
definitely.
it was that much, 8,000.
I think it's about like 8,000
Right.
somewhere scattered
That's
throughout the
enough.
Piscataway.
We do notice, give credit, we do notice the change in that too.
Okay.
Like before they came back, we opened June 23rd. So from there, you know, it was obviously noticeable. But then when the students were able to come back to live off campus, we noticed a pickup, you know, on the Booksy app and call-ins and all that too. So thank you for that.
Okay. So COVID hits, and then you start to hear the news, because your wife works at Rutgers too, and so you hear the news about folks not coming back in. Like, what was the motivation for you to still like keep going? You know what I mean? To try to work to keep the business thriving.
I mean, I think that drive comes from like before the shop, like the drive that you know, it took for me to get here. So that's still going. I'm only 2 years in, and you know, I'm not far from done. So the drive is still there. But with COVID, it was just like I couldn't imagine my life without the shop.
Yeah.
And you know, something I worked so hard for. I couldn't imagine my life without this shop, and providing for my family, because this is my main source of, you know, income.
Yeah.
And when COVID happened, it severed it right away.
Yeah.
But luckily, you know, people will always need haircuts.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a trade where I don't think we'll ever go out of style.
Okay.
So luckily, barbershops all around, and shout out to all the barbershops that, you know, suffer through the same, and all small businesses. But luckily, we're a trade that, you know, people will always walk through the door, mask or not.
Okay. All right. Now, another thing that you were doing prior to COVID hitting is that you are also a celebrity barber. I mean, they can't see.
I hate that. I hate that.
You hate that?
I hate the celebrity barber thing. I never, ever gave myself that title or said that I am. No, those words never came. Like,
true.
I was a barber for a few, you know, celebrities, but it was like a picking, a stick and move type deal instead of committing to one celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would be a celebrity barber if I, you know, was their main barber. But it was on the whim of, shout out to King Mally Magic on the gram, and Julia Javon on the gram, who gave me like all the opportunities that you saw on the gram.
Yeah, I mean, I when I talk to people about you, and they're like, oh, who cut your hair? You know, my dog, the True, you know, he out here cutting celebrity hair. I talk about it, but I understand, like, you're not wanting that title, but you've cut for basically for shows mainly, right? So
yeah, a lot of shows.
What were some of the shows that you cut for?
So Hustle and Soul was, I think, the first plug that I got through Mally.
Mm-hmm.
Mally Magic. That was dope. I connected with Lawrence, and shout out to the twins and Cola on the show. I think then I went to like Beauty Bar or something on VH1. I cut a couple of them, and then it hit Black Ink Crew, and then Grown Up Hip Hop. I was able to meet like Fat Joe, Ja Rule, cut him, JoJo Simmons, Irv Gotti, cut him, DJ Kid Capri. Yeah. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
So that's the name of it.
The reason why I brought it up is, you know, for folks that are watching, this man is so humble. Like me, let me be in the space with all these people. I'm bragging and boasting, and that your vibe is always just super chill, super humble all the time. And I think that's one of the things that I love about you and being able to come into this space is that you're not performing, you're not putting on shows, you're not beating on your chest. You're just like, yo, God bless me with this opportunity.
Okay.
You know? And I think that's one of the other reasons why I stick with you. The first time I went to get cut by you, I saw the Bible, and we were talking about this last time I got with Erica. I saw the Bible on your table, and I was like, yup.
If anything's gonna be first or be visual or out your mouth, I think God should be mentioned once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the source of all the good that you have. So if he's not mentioned for a while, then you know there's something wrong.
Right.
I mean, because then this up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. That's real. Got it. Okay, I was seeing that comment. But yeah, the other thing about you, right? Because we started talking about this when I came back, and I had my big old afro looking hot mess, and you cleaned me up. You looked at COVID as not so much an obstacle, but an opportunity. I came in to see you, and everything in the shop was different, bruh. So, what was happening for you mentally, emotionally, while you were sitting in that kind of stalled phase, man?
Yeah, so it was around 3 months, a little over 3 months, where I was like I said earlier, my income was severed. You know, you you don't cut, you don't get paid.
Right.
So my wife was still working from home, Rutgers, full time. Every 2 weeks she made a certain amount, but you know, being the majority of the income in the household, it was hard.
Yeah.
So luckily we were able to defer a few things. So that was a little stressful, but we figured it out. Also, months later, actually, I don't think we saw the unemployment for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then once that hit, that was able to, like a lot of people out there, that was able to have me think in certain ways, as long as like rents and bills are paid. It was allowed me to think in different ways. So I thought about the shop using minimal amount of money and how I can just kind of revamp during these times. I didn't know how long we were going to be shut down, so I wanted to upgrade a little bit so I could. Knowing coming back is gonna was gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
So you want to offer them something more for the buck.
Yeah.
You know, not just be the same and go up on your prices.
Yeah.
So that was really exciting.
And I mean, I don't know what a little is, but it looks like a lot. Just for everybody who's watching and will watch the replay later, we're in the VIP section right now, right? This is dope. So this is the only person cutting in this spot is True. So when you come into the shop and coming down to his section, we're sitting on just one of the couches. It's such a vibe down here, right? And he's still building and building on this stuff. Like, what are some of the plans, other plans you have for this particular space?
Not too much here. My wife would kill me if I said too much.
Okay.
We just had that convo today.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna draw the logo and paint the logo on that back wall, just to give it a little accent, and maybe a couple intricacies over here.
Yeah.
You know, tie the drapes up. That's it. But downstairs is pretty much good.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time. And my trick is make cheap shit look good. You know?
Listen, it worked. I walked down here,
Walmart.
and for the record, I was the first person to get cut in the VIP
Yeah,
space.
right.
So I'm feeling real special, right?
Remember that?
But it's such a vibe down here, and I think what this looks like physically matches who you are, like, period.
How so? Let me put you on the mic.
How so? Right? So it's the whole vibe. It's like, it's not doing too much. You have some beautiful pieces in here, right? But it's not overdone. So going back to like you being humble, right? Like you've been able to really grab some beautiful opportunities in your life.
That's dope.
Humble. You see it. Listen, man, don't call me wordsmith for nothing, brother. You know, but seriously, but also you have a giving spirit. And so I know some of the things that we talked about outside of live that you plan to do, it matches your spirit. You know what I mean? So I just, for me, like I said to you when we were talking about doing this, like, yo, I want to make sure that I'm throwing your flowers at you, like, while we're doing this, because you and your story, right, is so inspirational. And when I talk to you and when I listen to you and we get into snippets of things that have happened in your past and what you've come out of and what you've walked into and where you're going to continue to go, it gives me hope that, like, okay, like I've been in some dark spaces, but I know that there's more to come. So yeah,
it's only because of God. Like, the only hope, to be honest with you, the only hope is God. So you're a believer, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
As long as we believe, God gives us that grace.
Yeah.
Giving us what we don't deserve. You know what I'm saying? So He carries us. That's the footprints. You know what I mean? Some footprints in the sand type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He loves us. So.
Yeah, man. So I know that one of the other things you did coming out of COVID, not only did you create this space for your clientele, but you also went and did something else to bring new services to the shop, right? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I want to screw up the name and everything.
No, it's all good. So the first thing I did was like analyze the most important thing, and that's relationships within a business.
Yeah.
So I was analyzing the barbers. Some of them left on their own accord with mutual agreement, understood. One was health reasons, another was, just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I came in with, besides one, I came in with a whole new staff.
Yeah.
And they're with me today, and it seems like it's, going to be the crew. Along with that, before, as I was trying to establish the crew, and it takes a while to do that, filling people out. I didn't offer with the service like hot towel shaves, black mask. It was on the app, black mask, but facials, steam towels, like stuff like that, until I found a crew that I was able to like promote with it.
Yeah.
Image that is a lot to me in terms of promotion. So if I felt like someone wasn't going to be here, and I spent all this money on promoting this certain crew and put them out there as the shop, it's a waste if they're not going to be, my main crew.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, fill it out in that term. So I hired a new crew. I have what's called Wind Down Wednesdays. That's a gentleman's night. That's where you come in, you get all of that, all of the above. Hair wash, hot towel shave, the facial, black mask, haircut. And then you sit and socialize with like other professionals, man. It's like so midweek Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday, just to break the week up for you. To continue into the weekend.
It's a great way to network, but then practice self-care. And as we continue to sit and we're still in the era of COVID, right? Like there's so much stress, so it's great that you have built an event that can allow men to come in, because nobody really take care of y'all. You know what I mean? So it's important that somebody is doing something to take care of you, and the fact that you're like, I want to be that person, but if nobody else got us, I got us, right? So that is pretty dope that you had the Wind Down Wednesdays. I would see it on IG, and I felt the way. I was like, I want a Wednesday
to experience it, because you get the fade, you get the you get the facial and all that. So,
I'm like, I want to be wind down a little bit. That's all right. I'm gonna let y'all have your time.
Soon it's gonna mix. My wife talked about that too. She's like, what about the women? I'm like,
okay.
Well, there's gonna be a.
Yeah. No, I mean it's fine for me. As long as I can come in and get my cut, it is what it is. But y'all need a space, right? And I think it's important, because I think amongst men a lot of great conversations happen, and you all build each other up, because once we walk outside of certain spaces, y'all probably get torn out, especially our men of color. You know what I mean? So it's important that y'all have a space where y'all can communicate and build each other up. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yeah. So thank you for doing that.
More than welcome.
Yeah. You also did a little something else. You got certified, right?
Yeah, I got certified recently in a procedure called SMP, or scalp micropigmentation.
Okay.
It's pretty much what I got done to my head right here.
Okay.
I'm pretty light up top, but this procedure allows you to have hair follicle-like pigmentation, dots applied to your scalp that gives the illusion of a full head when it's shaved down.
Okay.
Gives the illusion of a full head. I got a front line and everything.
Yeah.
I feel confident, much more confident from what it was before. So I knew how it made me feel, and then I realized, like I always do, the money in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I just paid this dude this much for one day or a couple hours. I already do tattoos.
Yeah.
Why can't I just learn? I feel my artistry can, learn how to dot and whatever. And thank God I went through the training, because, when I got to the training, he was like, let me see what you got. And it was not what it was, you know what I'm saying? So thank God I did that.
Right,
Not did it on my own accord. But I saw the money in it, and I definitely would love to make it a part of my future hobby / profession.
Yeah.
I want to minimize standing as a barber, and sit down and do one a day, and make more.
Okay. So, is this a service that if there's men out there, because there's some men right now with the LeBron situation, like they still holding on, right?
Holding on.
And it's like, just embrace it, you know. If they were interested in getting that services, that's something that's available to them now.
It is, and it's a scale to it too, because you can do fill-ins where if just your corners, like say you have a head full of hair growing up, if just your corners are going, you can fill that in. If just the back is going, you can fill that in. If the whole top is lightening or certain parts, you can fill that in. Or you can take it all the way down like I do, because mine is a little more severe.
Yeah.
You can get the whole thing sketched in.
Nice.
And it's a I'm telling you, a procedure that was once here many years ago, didn't catch on like that, but is on the comeback now, and I believe it's here to stay because of the of media, of promotion.
Yeah.
The ability to use technology.
And also just that people want to feel good about themselves right now, right? Before it was like, well, let me buy this gear or this, that, and the third to make me feel better, material things. And I think that we as a country, as a world even, have taken a shift in looking at less about possessions and more about personal peace and personal image and self-care. And so, like you said, you were feeling yourself after you got it. You were like, look at this, you know.
Feel better, for sure.
Right. So why not take advantage of that? So gentlemen, you don't have to like spray it in anymore. You don't
like I used to.
Go see my man. Go see True. Come on to New Brunswick and come hang out with the guy and fix your stuff. Last thing I really want to touch on with you is you have a lot of female clients. Why do you think that is?
I think two things, right? Like, the first thing, if a female is going to feel comfortable coming into a barbershop, she wants to feel, you know, like it's comfortable. Like, the staff are well-mannered. The person who is servicing her is giving her the same treatment as like a salon would. Maybe the ambiance, the feel would be like walking in like, whoa, this is not what I expected. That would make them feel more comfortable. My personal thing is like the type of people I hire to make those type of women feel comfortable here. So for me, I do just that. Like, I try to make them feel as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
While providing them with, and I'm not the greatest with scissors. A lot wouldn't know that, but I wouldn't dare a pixie. I haven't done one in my life. I attempted one. Matter of fact, I attempted one, and I never attempted one again. Right? And so, you know, but I leave that to Brittany, you know, and here. But I make sure that I'm able to perform the cut that the woman is comfortable with.
Yeah.
And once I'm able, you know, confident in myself to perform it, I do it. Most of the times they like it and they're a client.
Yeah. I think it says a lot, just the environment that you created. I'm glad that you mentioned like feeling out the individuals that are working here, because you go into some shops and it's so male dominated, and not just by the people in the space, but the energy. And so we're only talking about sports or some vulgar stuff. Like, I've been through a couple of barbers in my life, and I've been with you for the past, three years. I moved out of state, I'm still coming back. Just know that. That's real. And so when you walk in, this is such a safe space that if I am a mother with a child that needs a cut, I can bring my little man in here, and I don't have to worry about him hearing a bunch of vulgar stuff. You know, like we don't allow that kind of thing at all. You know, and I think that was even before you had little girls.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wasn't that type of person most of my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? But then realizing a few things, remembering a few things that what you're taught by your dad and whoever else was influential to you. And God being a big part of that. Like, my heart is big. Like you said, I'm a giver. I just wisened up. You know, when I was a child, done things like a child when I grew up, that type of deal.
Yeah.
So I just want to offer something for the immediate area around me while giving them who I am, right? And that works hand in hand because I'm from the area that I have a shop in. It being universal, diverse, growing up, it made me diverse, universal, and that's what I provide. You know what I mean? Enough for the college kids, an environment for the business professional, environment for anyone from the urban environment. That's where I come from, and from the white community, and Indian and Asian, they all feel comfortable.
Yeah, and you have a wide array of clientele that come in and out of the space. I see it, I love it, and everybody walks out looking fresh because, like the team that you have, you've always had like really great barbers in here, but I've been like looking at your Instagram. Check out True Cuts on IG and the different things that you have all photos been putting out, the cuts, and I'm like, yes, like I would feel confident if you weren't here that I can go upstairs to anybody.
See, that's the point right there.
Yeah. I don't like it, right? But I know that if you're not here, I can go tap one of them upstairs, and I'm still gonna walk out fresh.
Yeah, and we're all only gonna get better.
Right.
You know, all of us, myself included.
I even saw like you were like early on, like with the pre-COVID crew, like you would even have those like conversations, those teaching conversations about, all right, man, do blah 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 blah. Is that something that you enjoy doing, like teaching the craft?
I think naturally, yeah, for sure. So natural born leader is what I've been told. I was a natural teacher. It naturally comes. I don't premeditate any of it. Seeing that someone needs help in a certain area, especially in an establishment of my own, I have to make sure the quality is leaving the shop with somewhere near, you know, what I would be comfortable with. So stepping up to them until they get it. You know, if they had questions, I say, please come to me or come to watch on certain things that you're not too good with. And we grow from there. We all grow from there.
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate it. This is like one of my favorite places to come into.
Appreciate it.
You know, and I know we talked about it before and then COVID happened, but I know we want to connect on like this whole service project thing. We're going to do the book bag. Then we'll connect on that when we're allowed to, because who knows what this virus is going to look like once the winter hits. Are you concerned about that at all?
What's that?
Like, winter comes, we got flu season. Possible kick up of COVID.
So funny enough, where we're doing this interview, I kind of thought of a hibernated, idea. Where, sorry.
You got it.
Where I could have people get used to it now, instead of it being an idea when that second wave happens, if it happens. Because then they're like, oh, in the basement, if I pitch the basement idea to them, instead of do it now, and I'll be like, yo, I'll be doing the same thing, you know, through the months, if there's a second wave coming up. So, how I feel, this is how I feel.
Okay.
You know, like,
you ain't never seen it.
It's definitely, it's definitely a possibility to me. So, why not pre-plan and do something about it, because I cannot go back to like not cutting. You know what I'm saying? How that made me feel those 3 months, I can't go back to like not cutting.
This is your craft. This is what you do. Right. I mean, another thing that you do, you be in the studio, right?
Music. My first passion.
Yeah, music's the first passion?
Besides God, besides Jesus? Music, well, and family. Music is me. You know, a lot of people don't know it because I haven't put content out in a long time. Just starting to spark up a little bit now, but music has always been me. Grew up in a household where from early single digits, 2, 3, where music was blaring in my ears to 1, 2, 3 in the morning, almost every night of the week here in New Brunswick and Highland Park. So my dad was a musician. He passed. He was the best drummer I know, and he had a band. He had a crew that would come to the house, keyboards, guitars, microphones. So the acoustic sound was, that's the sound I love. You know, I grew up off, you know, the old soul, old school funk, R&B, rap.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me move, man. So I started writing when I was 14 years old in '97.
Okay.
So 23 years ago, I put a pen to a pad my first time, and I liked it. You know, I liked it.
Yeah.
Regardless of anybody else. I was always a poet before that. I just turned it into lyrical form.
Yeah.
I love beats, being that beats were mine, and I started making music, creating music at, I believe, the age 17 years old. I recorded my first track.
Nice.
And that was 20 years ago. Wow. That was
You're dating
20
yourself.
years ago.
But now, 20 years later, you gonna look at possibly throwing out some more music?
I would be considered an underground artist. I don't want to go mainstream. I don't
Yeah.
want to blow up. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
I want to create music that's my own, and whoever.
Yeah. Whoever get with it, get
deals
with it.
Deals with it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, are you thinking more R&B type stuff, conscious music, like conscious rap?
Right there.
Conscious rap. Okay.
Conscious rap, conscious music, God conscious.
Okay.
I definitely want to share how God has been the most present and ever giving and influence in my life. Period. God, and then everything else after. I'll give credit to whoever and whatever. You know.
Yeah.
After that.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to whatever music you gonna put out.
It's gonna be God conscious.
I'm gonna be there.
So much. I appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna be listening. You know, I watch you. I watch the moves that you make on IG, and like I said to you earlier in this interview, you know, you never look at anything as an obstacle or just an opportunity. And I've watched how you've taken this moment with COVID and kind of the slowdown, and you've done like your self work. You've done work with your family. Your family's strong. Your son is out at FU playing football. Yeah, you know. Like everybody in your family is making big moves, which is why I titled this "Small Business Big Moves," because you may own a small business, but you have big dreams, and you work every day to make those things come to fruition. And so, I'm proud of you. I can't wait to continue to watch your journey, brother. I'm gonna always support you. You know that.
I'm gonna always support you too. This is your podcast. This is why we're here.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about viewers. I don't give a damn about anything. It feels like and has felt like how we normally talk in a chair or like how we sit down. So you're a real one, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.
I know the babies are home waiting for daddy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up so we get home to them.
Appreciate y'all.
But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you missed it live, don't worry about it. It's on the page, right? So y'all make sure y'all check it out. This is the Cook Up. I'm here with my boy True. Check him out on IG, King_True.
Yeah.
Follow the shop, True Cuts.
Love.
Just
Continue to
hit
show
him
the
up.
love to it, man.
Yo,
Good looking.
we out, y'all. Get this. You know, I don't know how to stop.